Hello, everybody. Welcome to
How's it
Sipping a
going?
Smoke. My name is Rick.
Tomas.
How you guys doing today? So today we are doing the Nica Puro by Alec Bradley. It is the Diamond Cut. An absolutely fantastic cigar. I can't wait for you to try this.
My first time.
So as you can tell, it is actually diamond shaped as opposed to box shaped. We are doing that with a Glenmorange 12-year-old port cask. Absolutely a fantastic
It's a great,
drink.
great scotch.
Yes. About it.
You know what I like about this? I mean, it's got kind of like a rosé color to it from that port finishing. It's a great, smooth whiskey. It just goes with everything.
It really
just
does.
You know, it's got a nice finish. You don't get a ton of like a wine or port flavor. It's more like a tawny port flavor, I guess you would say, where it has a little bit more age to it, a little bit more earthiness to it. Not so much of a sweet like a ruby port. It just gives it a slight enhancement to the scotch itself. So yeah, so the youngest scotch in here would be 12 years old, and it's matured in ruby port casks. So ruby port does tend to be a bit sweeter, but the flavor of the scotch just does not come off with that sweet ruby flavor.
So with this one, it is called the Nica Puro, which means that every single leaf in here is from Nicaragua. They only make 1,500 boxes of this a year. Started in 2014, and it's made in Esteli, Nicaragua. The really neat thing about this is they don't do it like a normal cigar. What they do is they take the leaf and they fold it over, and they do that in a wave pattern.
Okay, yeah. So it's an accordion.
Yeah,
The way that they do the filler.
right.
Okay.
And so because they do it that way, it actually gives it this beautiful diamond shape.
There's different methods to bunch your fillers, and one method would be the like kind of a traditional Cuban method, which is entubado, which is you're basically rolling each filler leaf into a tube like a straw. And then you got the accordion method. You're basically folding each leaf into an accordion, and then you're bunching it that way. And then the other method is where you're just layering the leaves and then kind of bunching them, folding them over one another. This would be, I guess, the accordion method.
Mm-hmm.
And which kind of allows for more of a box shape because you're
Yeah.
stacking, flat square or flat leaves.
Sure. It's absolutely a fantastic cigar, but yet that draw is just so easy.
So you were saying Alec Bradley is not the name.
Right.
Of
Alec
the
Bradley is
founder.
not the founder. Alec Bradley is actually the name of his two sons. His first son is Alec, and his second son is Bradley. So that's how you actually get the name of Alec Bradley. But we'll just get into the cigar itself. With this, you're going to have a little bit of an earthy flavor to it. Well, what they say you're going to have is an earthy flavor to it. A little bit of espresso, a little bit of coca powder, and some black pepper. Honestly, in all the ones I've smoked, I don't taste the black pepper at all. Mm-hmm. I do taste a little bit of the coca, and I do taste a little bit of the earth. The espresso is a very light backside to it.
Yeah, just like on the finish, you get a little bit of like an espresso coffee kind of finish to it with the cocoa. In terms of flavor, it's there, but it seems to be not as potent or upfront as I anticipated.
Oh, really?
Being a Nicaraguan Puro, I expected it would be a lot more bold. It's just really mellow, subdued flavors.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of peppery finish, not necessarily like the black pepper flavor, but just you get a little bit of that pepper on the back of your throat, more like a white pepper.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I do get the kind of cocoa flavors and the espresso on the finish on the front of your tongue. But again, it's not very prevalent. It's not like, boom, this is hitting you right off the bat. Like, whoa, it's got a ton of flavor.
Yeah. Honestly, take this and pair it with anything, and it's a wonderful time.
Yeah. Well, I think it would disappear if we had something more bold to pair it with.
So like a Lefroy?
Yeah, if we were doing like Lefroy, or if we were doing something like a tequila or something that has a little bit more boldness to it,
Okay.
I think the cigar would disappear. And I think that this particular Scotch whiskey is working well because it's not as bold. It's
Right.
not a nice, smooth whiskey, which allows it to pair well with the cigar.
And yes, I know a lot of Nica Puros are very big and bold in their flavor, but one of the things I do like is that this one isn't. It doesn't have that real strong, just kick you in the teeth kind of flavor to it. It's got that nice, just, you're having a great cigar right now. You know, it's a great way to just relax.
Yeah, for me, when I see unique shapes and stuff like that, I'm usually a little hesitant because I assume there's like a gimmick to it. You know, you feel like it's just a way to make it kind of a gimmick.
Make it stand out.
Make it stand out, make it a little bit different. You know, and to an extent, there's a marketing aspect to that. But oftentimes, when they add that little bit of a gimmick to it, they tend to not be great cigars, or the draw tends to be bad, or the burn tends to be horrible. You know, when they do some of these Solomons or Figurados and stuff like that, you know, sometimes you have a hard time smoking those cigars just because of the construction, because of the shape. But this shape here does not impede with the smoke and the draw by any means.
One of the things I really like about it is if you actually take it, like most box presses, when you put it in your mouth, it actually feels odd. There's a lot about it that does not feel right. Holding it in your hand doesn't feel right. It really makes you feel like you have something that you're just like, eh. But this one sits in your hand right.
Yeah.
And when you go to take your draw on it, it actually feels like it fits the shape of your mouth. So you get a full draw just on that single draw.
Because instead of being a square box, it's more of a diamond, which makes it a little bit flatter in at one angle, which, like you say, just fits more with the shape of your mouth, and I like it. I mean, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to smoke this down a little bit, and then we'll get back at it with you. All right. So we're a little over halfway done.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about it so far?
Well, this, first of all, it's a really good Scotch. Again, it's the
That is an understatement.
Highland single malt, port cast finish. It's a 46% alcohol by volume, which makes it a 92 proof. So it's a little bit more potent than your standard 40% or 80 proof. So we're both kind of feeling it. The pairing is phenomenal.
And it does smell wonderful in here right now.
It's got a great aroma. The draw is amazing. It's a nice, easy, loose draw, but not super loose to where you're just puffing air and it's going out because it's so loose.
Yeah.
I'm pleased. I'm pleasantly surprised by this pairing. I highly recommend it.
Most definitely. So the burn on it, I mean, it's not razor straight, but it is pretty darn good. You don't have a whole lot of problems with it at all. Like you said, the aroma in here is really pleasant right now. The draw on these things is so easy. It really does just add so much to it when the draw is nice and easy, and yet you still get the full flavor off the draw. The looks of this thing are fantastic.
Yeah,
I love the look of it. I love honestly being able to draw off it the way it does.
Yeah.
Being able to not have to worry about, when you put it in your mouth, it just feels wrong.
Yeah, the shape just feels natural.
It does.
It feels very natural with this diamond shape when you're puffing on the cigar. Visually, it's attractive. Mm-hmm. It's got a nice wrapper with a little bit of a sheen to it. Do you know what kind of wrapper it is? Is it like a Habano, a Nicaraguan Habano, or?
Honestly, at this point, I really don't.
Okay.
I've had quite a bit to drink, and yeah.
To me, it looks like a Habano.
I'm pretty sure it is actually Habano.
It doesn't seem like a Oscuro. I mean, it's dark and oily. Pleasant. I mean, I'm very pleased with the cigar. Again, it's a Nica Puro by Alex Bradley. I've seen a lot of positive reviews on social media with this cigar. I've been eager to try it myself, and I'm glad you brought it today.
Yeah. There's really not a whole lot more we can say about this other than definitely go try it. Go get out and get on this thing, man. Like I said, they only make 1,500 boxes, so the chance that your people are going to have it, whatever cigar shop you go to, should have it. The farther you get down, the more bold the flavor becomes. But when you've drank as much scotch as we have today, yeah, the flavor you can really tell. But it's a great time. So definitely, if you get a chance, go out and try one of these. The Nica Puro Diamond by Alec Bradley. Have it with a nice mild scotch.
I think it would go great with beer.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and rate this thing real quick.
Yeah.
The burn, I'm going to give it a 9, possibly a 10. I mean, like I said, it doesn't do razor straight, but it does do pretty good.
Yeah. Mine didn't do razor straight either, but it corrects itself.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, once you get a quarter of the way through, any runs or anything like that they just correct on their own, which for me puts it at an 8, maybe a 7 on the burn. On the draw, however,
God, that draw is so easy on this thing.
It's an ideal draw. It's not super loose. It's not tight. You don't have to do a double puff. On the draw, I would say a solid 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want a cigar to smoke like.
I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm going to go with 10 on the draw. The aroma, this place just smells absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to give it a 10 on the aroma.
Very aromatic. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with a 9.5.
The looks,
pleasing. I mean, the shape, like I said, the shape.
It's
to
a
me,
pretty cigar. It really is.
It's a very pretty cigar. Initially, I thought it was gimmicky, but no, it actually does lend to the experience.
It does. It makes it so easy. With the diamond shape, it fits in your mouth perfectly. It fits in your hand perfectly. So I'm going to go with a 10 on the looks, honestly.
Yeah, very appealing. A nice oily sheen, nice reddish brown color to it, and the shape is unique.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give the taste, honestly, a 9 on this. This is one of my favorite cigars to have. All right, guys. Cheers.
Salud.
We'll see you next time.